What is up, Pyromaniacs? Pyrostasis here, and this is an update to my fishing guide. My previous fishing guide, I believe, was 200 to 400,000 an hour, and it's not going to be too much different from this one. But I'm just going to show you guys a few techniques that are going to help revamp your earnings, make you fish a little bit quicker, and then more importantly, what a hotspot is, how to find them, and the one that I'm currently using as of right now. Now, what is a hotspot? A hotspot is basically a place where you have a much higher percentage chance to get blues and yellow fish, like I just pulled out there. These places are areas out in the water that just for whatever reason, you're going to get mainly blues and yellows. You're not going to get hardly any trash. And you're hardly going to get any garbage fish. You will have to throw a few away from time to time, but for the most part, it's 100% good stuff. And then the key for doing, well out here, obviously, is getting the highest fishing ability that you can. Now, when you first start off, which my first video was referencing, you're going to have a hard time getting this level of fishing gear. And the reason behind that is because you're not going to have the requirements to use it. So what is the equipment that I'm talking about? Well, let me show you guys first off. The first piece of equipment is the thick fishing rod. Now, you can buy these off the marketplace if you want. I simply make mine in Vela. It's not really that hard. Let me show you guys. Velia down here, or I don't know why I keep calling it Velia. Well, is it Velia? That may be actually the name of it. Vela. I don't know why I keep calling it Vela then. I for whatever reason, I have a hard time pronouncing this place. Anyways, in Velia, there is second floor right here. Not that one. Sorry, first floor right here. There's a tool workshop and you can get it to rank 2. Once it's to rank 2, you have the ability to make thick fishing rods. And thick fishing rods just require ash timber, copper ingots, and blackstone powder. Blackstone powder can be refined right here pretty easily. All you need is rough stone, which you can get pretty much in bukus at any of the mining areas. Pretty much this whole area right up in here, you can get some. You can find it in a lot of locations. The tricky part is the copper ingots. If you get your processing skill high enough, you can actually make copper ingots yourself with processing, but not everybody does, and especially early on, that's kind of a pain in the ass. However, this house right here has a mineral workbench. You can use that. Come down here. I forget which one of these it is since it's not lit up. Right there, copper ingot. And all you need is melted copper shards. Now you can get that by simply going out, getting copper, and then smelting some copper ore into these copper shards, and then your worker can process it there. It's a little bit of in-depth stuff because you're going to have to go and do some mining, etc., etc. But pretty much one of these fishing poles right here will net you damn near a full 40 fish, depending on your skill and your location. Now, I was telling you guys about hotspots. This is the current hotspot that I'm using. It's just northwest of Wada Island. You are going to need some contribution points to get out here. One for Vela, one for Luviano, one for Paratama, and then one for Wada. Obviously, you can pick up some of the rest of these if you want to go around and look at some of these other slots. But your best bet for easy early on fishing is right here. Now, how much can you make an hour? It kind of depends on your skill. It kind of depends on your boat. It depends on your equipment, etc., etc. So I'm going to go ahead and hop in our boat real quick, and I'm going to set a waypoint back here so I can continue showing you guys the setup. By and large, setting a waypoint like this and letting your boat automatically go in is probably one of the worst ways to auto back in because you're just going to take forever. Your boat's going to constantly look at this path right here. You're going to constantly be making course correction changes, and it's not very efficient. You'd be better off going straight out here and straight out here. But since I'm going to be showing you equipment for right now, I don't really care. Anyways, so like I said, you're going to want the fishing rod. You can use this at, I believe, beginner level 10. Yes, beginner level 10. You can see that I am apprentice 9. Getting to beginner level 10 is going to take a little bit of beginner fishing. So I would use my first guide that I gave you to get to about beginner 10. And then you can use this one to kind of go from there. You can also use this one right here to go up, but it may require a little bit of investment. Now, because of the distance that we are out here at Weta Island, you're going to need to get a boat to get out here. I mean, technically you could swim out here, but it is off the shore. So because it's out here and not here, you can't fish from the shore and get access to the hotspot. The hotspot's only about the size of my boat here, maybe a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger, but not too much bigger. So you're going to need a boat. Raft is the first one that you build. There's a quest to get you to build it. The problem with the raft is it's slow as balls. This is I think it's a cephalano or whatever ferry. There's two different types of ferries. This was the only one that was on the market, and I just didn't want to build my own for the time being. So I just bought it. Wasn't a big deal, and it's much faster than the raft. The other pieces of equipment that you're going to want, or I guess piece, is, let me pull that up, the apprentice fisher's uniform. Now, this you get, same thing, you have to be level 10 beginner to use. You get this from doing the fishing quests in Valia. I don't remember which one of the three fishing merchants, or not merchants, but quest givers on the dock eventually gives it to you, but you have to bounce back and forth between the three guys doing their quests until it eventually leads there, and they will gift it to you. It's a good idea to do those quests anyway, because those quests will reward you with experience, which will speed up the process of getting to beginner 10. And most of them have dailies, which you can do once a day. The only problem is they're heavily fished and heavily competed areas. So you're going to have, a lot of junk and things like that there. Not only that, but overall, you're not going to make a whole lot of cash in that area, but it might be worth it to get the EXP from the quests, possibly. And like I said, you've got to do them anyway for the gear. Coincidentally, if you don't want to do that, you can come all the way down here to Heidel. I don't know if there's one in Valia. Right here, the luxury merchant, Dora Fontini, I believe is who it is. It's right across the street from the marketplace. You can buy most crafting and trade skill equipments from her. Or him, I don't remember if it's a him or her, and it will give you a boost. But anyways, you've got +1 with this, you've got +1 with that gives you +2, and you're going to notice I'm at 3. The other point that I'm getting is from my food. Well, technically I'm getting 2 points for my food right now because my fishing rod isn't equipped. So Balanos special, you can get fishing speed rank 2. So that's going to give you 2. So if you've got 2 from that, 1 from the chest piece right here, and 1 from the fishing rod, that's going to give you a total of 4. Right now, there's an Easter special going on. If you pick up one of the eggs while you're fishing and you blow that will give you 5. And in that instance, you are literally pulling a fish almost every 20 to 30 seconds, if not faster. So that makes you fill up an inventory very quickly. I have a very small inventory, so unfortunately, it's still not very efficient for me yet. But if you have 60, 70, 80, 90 slots for your inventory, you can actually make a ridiculous amount of cash out here. Now, this is about, I would say this was about 20 minutes worth of fishing, maybe 30 minutes worth of fishing for me. I was surfing the web, doing my taxes, and doing other things while setting this up. So definitely not the fastest that you can do. And I'm not exactly the bestest of skills at the moment, so probably not pulling as good as I can. But let's go see how much money we make off this haul. Now, one of the critical things you are going to want to remember is before you go to the trader, especially if you've just been out fishing, your inventory is going to be full. You cannot, for whatever reason, sell to a trader while your inventory is full. So make sure that you free up that 1 slot before you go to the trader. Now, I'm just going to hit the one up here in Valia. You can run all the way to Heigl. If you go to Heigl, you will get a slightly better rate, I believe. In fact, we'll go ahead and check that just to make sure. So right here at Bahar, if we do the trade, you can see we've got a 17% distance bonus because our stuff is from Weta. Let's go ahead and run over and see if we get an increased distance bonus in Heigl. All right, so here we are. We are now in Heidel, and if we talk to her, you can see we're up to 24%. So that's an extra, 7% for moving here. I don't know if 7% is going to be worth it to you. 7% per 100 is 7 per, what is it? 1,000 is 70 per 10,000 is 700. So that's an extra 1,500-ish. Roughly, give or take for that. Now, when you get here, you're going to make sure that you obviously have enough energy so that you can bargain. From what I understand, this minigame is pretty much completely random. I've heard there are some people who believe that, you know, if you do this or that you can get 100% success. I've tried many different methods. I've had no luck with it. It could just be me. We are at 420K right now, respectively. We click sell. Go ahead, and now we are at 915K, which puts us at roughly 500K per 30 minutes for right at 1 million silver per hour. Keep in mind, your mileage is going to vary. If you know, obviously if that hotspot is way overcrowded, which I have not seen it that way yet. I've checked it at prime time and I've checked it at off prime time. It's pretty much like there were 8 people at it today during prime time and I was still able to pull this much. I've tried it, you know, right now at non-prime time and there was nobody there for the majority of this video. It's fairly unknown. If you're really into fishing and you've gone and looked at some of the guides on Reddit, you may have seen somebody post about the area and you may have found it. But the average person just randomly bullshitting around probably is unaware of it. So it's a good spot. It's going to earn you, like I said, about $1 million an hour, depending on your travel time. Because, you know, if you choose to go to Heidel every time you come back, if you've only got 20 slots in your inventory, if you are in a raft, those things are going to slow you down. If you're in a, you know, faster boat, if you have, 70 slots in your inventory and you sell quickly, you can make even more than $1 million an hour. So that's my new updated fishing guide. I will be updating this again soon with deep sea fishing, harpooning, whale fishing, things like that in the future, and probably be giving you guys some of my other locations that I find, you know, as I learn more about the game. So if you found this video helpful, please slap that like button. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip.